Guess what? It's finally story time! Yay!
I want to tell you about a patient of mine today. She is 62 years old, transgender, spent 15 to 20 years in the prison, I think, and now is in the psychiatric hospital where I work since the last 5
years. But guess what? She was supposed to be free last year, but this is what happened. So she had the condition of schizophrenia, was also suffering from some borderline personality problems, and also showed some signs of peak narcissism at times. But there was one thing: she was fully committed. She wanted to heal, she wanted to change her life, and so she dove straight into therapies. Eventually, it all started working out for her. She started making art every day, her empathy increased. She also started helping all the other patients in the ward. She was good and on the list to be set free after the next court judgment.
So I had to go for a vacation at that time, and so I decided to have a session with her for one last time before she's set free. I asked her what her plan was. Her dream was to run a marathon, a half marathon, and then eventually a full one, and she had been practicing for it too. So we talked about it.
Basically, the session went really well, okay? And then I come back from vacation and I get to know that she never really went to the court for her judgment, to hear the best judgment of her life. She escaped, she ran away 3 days before the judgment. At first, I really could not understand it. She had all these dreams, she had proven herself. Why would she throw it all away? And then I recalled one of the earlier sessions that we had had. And in that, she had told me that there's actually no one outside from her family who is waiting for her. She was always alienated in her family and by her friends as a child, had a very lonely and abusive childhood. And the only version closest to home that she had ever experienced was the one that she has felt here in this hospital with the other patients, with the praise of the therapists, with everyone applauding her for her progress. Just the thought of freedom had completely terrified her. It was not a gift, it was a void. The asylum, the routine, the walls. That was the only life that felt true to her. Sometimes we fall so deeply for our cages or get so used to them that the thought of a life without those cages feels kind of empty and unimaginable, even if it is just one step away. Our addictions also tell us the same story. We think people can't quit because they love the substance, or because they are weak, or because they lack willpower. No, it's not that. The cage is now simply too familiar and the outside is terrifying. You don't know who you are anymore without this substance. And mind you, that's not weakness. That's the brain clinging to what it knows. Safety, despite being suffocating. She's now back in the hospital and will have to stay here for at least a few more years because of having escaped. She really taught me something though, that freedom is not just about opening the door, but it is about finding something to live for, something you care for, something that you would face all your fears for. She reminded me that freedom without a purpose actually is just another cage. Honestly, I have no idea if she will ever truly walk fully free, but you can. The cage that you are in right now, you yourself built it, and you can unbuild it, brick by brick, breath by breath. So start now while you still can.